Now, what is happening with the Zimbabwe president Emmerson Mnangagwa? There is rumors and speculation that the Zimbabwe president Emmerson Mnangagwa has gone into hiding. Speculation is mounting as Zimbabwe braces for upcoming protests. We go over in Harare. What do we see happening in the nation of Harare? We would see President ED would leave Zimbabwe for Namibia just for 11 hours. Then he comes back very quickly to take the presidential powers from VP Chiwenga, who he would have left as the acting president. So we see Chiwenga as acting president for only 11 hours when ED is in Namibia for the inauguration of Nandi Ndaitwa. Now, as Zimbabwe teeters on the edge of yet another wave of civil unrest, whispers are growing louder that President Emmerson Mnangagwa may have gone into hiding, with reports of planned protests rumored to be scheduled for the March 31st, circulating among opposition groups and disgruntled citizens. The absence of the 82-year-old leader from public view has sparked favored speculation. Could Zimbabwe President Emmerson Mnangagwa, a political survivor who rose after the 2017 coup against Robert Gabriel Mugabe, be retreating from the spotlight as his grip on the nation is seemingly faltering? Just days ago, Zimbabwe Minister of State for National Security Lovemore Matuke issued a stern warning to war veterans and other factions reportedly plotting demonstrations. And what does he see? What does he say? Not only Lovemore Matuke, we also see Mr. Daniel Da Croc. And we even see Tungwara.
You might need detox from the charlatan.
Yes, sir. We see that happening. Now, we see the statement came amid growing agitation from figures like Blessed Geza, who has caused shake-ups and shake-ups and shake-ups and shake-ups and shook-ups. Bombshell after bombshell would be dropped. Even Ethan Matibela would be joining in. ZANU PF is shaking ever since the utterances by Comrade Bombshell Geza. There hasn't been a single day that we see the ZANU PF sitting down, politics after politics, every day and night. We see various projects targeting the war vets. Then we see other projects that would be now targeting the war veterans' children. We see them at one time. We see them giving millions and loans to who? To the war veterans. Then we see them start up a housing scheme for the war veterans, and the houses these guys will be building for the war veterans, fellow Zimbabweans. The houses would be looking very, very disturbing. Now, we know ZANU PF guys, they refer to themselves as tough. Now, as we see the going is getting tough for them, will they be cracking? We would see them building a house like this one showing on the screen to be giving to war veterans. Then we see Ethan Matipela tells the war veterans, do not accept anything from these guys. What do? The ZANU PF guys, instead of going harder, because on their own, we are referring to the war veterans, they soften up. What do? They upgrade these housing schemes. They upgrade this war veteran housing thing, and they begin building new types of building for the war veterans. It's not clear how many houses the ZANU PF would be building. All this is coming in attempts to try to silence the Gaza revolution. We even see Christopher Muchwangwa. He comes out with utterances of his own. What would Christopher Muchwangwa be talking about? He is addressing a heartfelt speech. Comrade Bombshell Gaza telling him, stop being used. You need to come. The Manize project is now ETC. We have now hit headway. He'll be talking about the Manize project. And the Manize project is a $1 billion project. Now, this project is Christopher Muchwangwa involved. Would they be trying to lure Comrade Bombshell with that project? Before we would see Comrade Bombshell escaping the nation of Zimbabwe, we would hear of speculation that he had been offered a bribe and he did refuse the bribe. Then we would see now Christopher Muchwangwa as all this is happening because there is panicking, there is havoc, there is chaos in the ruling party. This year alone, how many Politburo meetings have these guys held?
We are going to become a major steel fabricator downstream for Southern Africa. A lot of widgets shall be made in Zimbabwe.
A lot of widgets. Widgets in business language means many who benefit can partner into this.
The regional market and for the global market. Runesu is my comrade. Since 1975, we were together at Chimoyo, in Mozambique. Together, we fought together. We went for additional training in Romania. I went for work in progress.
Now the housings that ZANU PF is now building, this one here is captioned, tackling housing challenges for the war veterans is a priority for the presidential housing scheme, building decent accommodation for war veterans across the country, including war veterans in Marsh East. Murewa getting these 3-bedroom houses today. How many houses, how many images do these guys post? Anything for somebody is welcome. At least because of the utterances by Comrade Bombshell Gaza. These war veterans who had nothing. How many years since 1980? We are now in 2025, from 1980 to the year 2000. That is 20 years. To the year 2020. That is 40 years. Then we are promised the children of Israel would take 40 years to travel from Egypt. They are promised the land. We are now post 40 years. We are now 45 years. We are now approaching half a century after independence. And now we're seeing our war veterans. This is a respectable house for our war veterans, fellow Zimbabweans. Now we're seeing they are doing this and they are posting. So we are doing something. Also, what are they doing? about the ZIG that is consistently losing its value. We are seeing retailers closing in the nation of Zimbabwe. We see the interior of the house there. We see this one has a solar system. Now this solar system is a massive one. 2 batteries down there. We're seeing a hybrid inverter there at the latest technology. Now this type of inverter would be 5,000 to 10,000 watts there. Battery, that type of inverter, it's a cold starting. Kunzeza kuni tambo zemagetsi vaisiro masola mamwe magetsi amuna mutambo. Kunoku tingati chitunguza yalare. Kunoku makomboni kuchitunguza kunoku mvura futi hakuna mpombi. Magetsi mutambo ari kunetsa mvura izvinezvi as I make this broadcast izvinezvi adzoka. But right now I'm actually using an inverter and a battery. I think you can hear my fans in the background going. Now, these are the houses, the 3-bedroomed, fitted kitchen. We're seeing a water heater. Ne bowl pamba. Yay, pressure pump, pressure tank there. We see a pressure tank, water tank, solar there. We're seeing a water heater on top of the house there. And then we see, I think it's galvanized iron sheets there on the roof in. Then the house is fenced. How many houses like such have been built by the ruling party of ZANU PF for the war veterans? Is it thousands or maybe just 3? Imagine, this is coming from February 17, only 1 month after Zimbabweans would be complaining. So we can agree that when we are hungry, we should say we are hungry. Nekuti mwana asingacheme haacheme. Mumwe muimba akazimba kuti mwana asingacheme anofira mbereko. We're talking about system tazvida wesimoko. But right now, fellow Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe, simoko iripo isimoko yema grenade ari kudropwa na comrade bombshell Geza. Now, let us continue with this speculation and hogwash of ED having gone into hiding. One person we know who has gone into hiding is the blessed Geza. We see him resurfacing after months in hiding to call for Mnangagwa's ouster, call for Mnangagwa's Zimbabwe president Emerson Mnangagwa's removal. That's where we see who? Comrade Blessed Bombshell Geza resurfacing, and he makes a 30-minute video State of the Nation address in ZANU PF, wherever they may be addressed in the nation of Zimbabwe, from Zambezi, base of the nation Limpopo. Yopa not Iowa. Blessed Bombshell Geza, the real bombshell. Senge grenade, kwete soft senge mchero we popo. Geza's inflammatory rhetoric accusing the president of economic mismanagement and corruption has reignited tensions in a country already reeling from power cuts, food shortages, and contentions of collapsing currency. Yet Mnangagwa, typically a visible figure at state functions or ZANU PF rallies, has been conspicuously absent from the public stage this week. No official explanation has been provided by his administration, and presidential spokesperson is no longer George Charamba, has remained uncharacteristically silent. This has fueled theories that Mnangagwa may be hunkering down, perhaps in a fortified residence outside Harare, even beyond Zimbabwe's borders. But would he be going outside Zimbabwe to avoid fallout of a potential uprising? Now this uprising The date is very strategic. It's 31 March, one day before 1 April, Zuar on the Fool's Day. Why is it one day just before the Fool's Day? Will the Fool's Day on its own pack something even bigger? We see historical precedent lends credence to such speculation. In January 2019, amid violent protests over fuel price hike, Mnangagwa abruptly cut short an overseas trip to the World Economic Forum in Davos, returning to oversee a brutal crackdown that would leave at least 12 people down, 12 people dead. Critics argue that his absence then was strategic, allowing him to distance himself from the immediate bloodshed while security forces quelled dissent. Could he be employing a similar playbook now, lying low as the military and the police prepare to confront protesters? The stakes are even higher than ever. Mnangagwa's second term, secured in a controversial 2023 election, has been marred by economic woes and internal party strife. The ZANU PF pushed to amend the constitution for a third term, extending Mnangagwa's rule beyond 2028, has alienated even some of his allies who used to rally behind him, including war veterans like Geza, who once begged his rise and played a role in the 2017 coup. Meanwhile, the opposition, though fragmented since Nelson Chamisa's exit from the Citizens Coalition for Change, since he was the only thing that was cementing the Triple C, Nelson Chamisa remains vocal. He remains a vocal tone in his side. Analysts suggest that Mnangagwa may fear a repeat of the 2017. Not a coup, but this time a mass movement that could force him from power. Rumors of his whereabouts, we're seeing rumors of his whereabouts swelling. Some are speculating that he is holed up at his sprawling farm in Kwekwe, a known retreat during turbulent times. Others whisper of a discreet exit to a friendly nation, South Africa or China perhaps. Where could he wait out this storm? Posts on X have amplified these theories, with users claiming sightings of military convoys near state residences, though no hard evidence has emerged confirming such movements. The government, for its part, is doubting down information. The government on its part, is doubling down. We see Information Minister Jenfan Muswere dismissing claims of an upcoming poster. What does Jenfan Muswere say? What Muswere says literally is, don't listen to Bombshell Geza. He is coming. That would be the utterances of Muswere, Mr. Muswere.
We want detox.
Assure the nation that no violent demonstration will ever see the light of the day. Zimbabweans are encouraged to ignore Geza's delusional
That is the voice of Jenfan Muswere. They're saying Zimbabweans are encouraged to ignore the ramblings by war veteran Blessed Geza. He would be sounding like he's reading there. We see that statement from Jenfan Muswere and many other statements from the ZANU PF team every day in Zimbabwe and outside Zimbabwe. Yes, Muswere wese tenge tichingo wona na une nyaya dzenyaya dzakadu daru my we. We would even see.
You might need detox.
And the unity of purpose amongst the rank and the file of the youth remain the campus for a united ZANU PF. And
You'll be launching a presidential something scheme there for the youth. There are many presidential something scheme, presidential goat scheme, presidential pig scheme, presidential first lady scheme, presidential president scheme, presidential cabinet reshuffle scheme, presidential Sona address scheme, presidential dream scheme, presidential dream team scheme, presidential Mike Chimombe scam scheme, presidential no scheme scam, presidential Zimbabweans are going to be screaming on 31 March. Many things are happening in Zimbabwe. Problems many in Zimbabwe. And Chiwenga, where is Chiwenga? Where is VP Chiwenga? Remember, we do show this inside the plot to neutralize VP Chiwenga. We're gonna go there. Let us finish this one first. Fellow Zimbabweans, we are here to give you full detail. Yes, everything and everything. Yes, sir. Because when we do the research, we do it all over. Make sure you good people get good stuff. Yeah. Of course, I try to make it balanced. But hey, I'm also pangwayaring like any other Zimbabwean. I wish for a change in things. I wish for Zimbabwe, things to be good in Zimbabwe, at least for once. At least for once. Now, this issue of Mnangagwa. Zimbabwe President Emmerson Mnangagwa going into hiding. We would see Gambakwe speaking on Mnangagwa living in fear, his family living in fear. Now we are seeing speculation of this. Keep on coming. Now, before we go over to see the inside the plot to neutralize Vice President Constantino Chiwenga, we're going to go back into time. What are we going to be finding back in time? Yesterday, we did show a video of Apostle Chiwenga. Apostle Chiwenga there would be acting as an anchoring VP Chiwenga, saying, if there is one thing about Vice President Chiwenga, they are related. Chiwenga is not a thief, is not corrupt. Murume uya asi munhu anoda mari dekudaro. Then he would go into further details on a VP Chiwenga. But before we go